This is the Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel coming at you from Tokyo, Japan, and I'm doing my usual on a Tuesday, bringing you the Tuesday top 10, and this Tuesday top 10 is all about why I like to live in Japan. And what we're going with today is a bit of culture. I'm gonna have a little look around my local area where I work and talk about the culture and the culture of Japan where I live. And for these Tuesday top 10s, I like to turn the camera around and point this way so we can have a look around Japan. You guys can get a feel for what it's like to live in this local area. I don't want to disturb people too much, so I'm going to drop my voice a little bit down when I'm passing by people like that just there. So I also might run into people I know, at which point I might have to duck the camera off. But anyway, I want to give you guys a flavour of what it's like to live in Japan. So we're in the middle of Tokyo here. You can see the torii gates all lined up there. Right in the middle of Tokyo, right dead center in the middle of Tokyo. One of the major areas in Tokyo. There are about 4 or 5 of these major areas, and I've just come off of one of the main roads, and here we are in this really beautiful little tiny little area of shrines and culture, and it's very, very quiet. You can barely hear any traffic. I can hear a little bit of construction. I don't know if you can see it, but over there's a house kind of being constructed there. There's a little bit of noise coming off of that, but there's no noise of traffic, there's no noise of trains, there's no horns beeping, there's no sirens blaring, no low-flying aeroplanes, no helicopters, nothing like that. Here we are, middle of Tokyo, beautiful trees. It's a glorious, glorious spring day. I'd say we got up to about 30 degrees today. So yeah, and I just wanted to take you guys on a little walk around the local area, show you some of the cultural sites, like I was saying before. And I really do appreciate that about Japan. I feel like, you know, where I'm from the UK, and there's not that much cultural, you know, there's a few things going on, you know, there's a few old buildings around, things like that. But I really feel a sense of culture here in Japan, and a sense of like the country's identity. So so here we are, we've come around here. There's a shrine right here. I love this sign here. It says, "For your safety, Pokemon Go is prohibited within the precinct area of Homyoji Temple," which is this batch of temples that we're all kind of walking through right now and having a look around. So so yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a flavor of the temples. Oh, there's a siren in the background. I don't know if you guys can pick that up. That's the first siren we've heard. And the temples and the kind of culture that you see in Japan. I won't go into these temples. I think that would be a little bit rude of me to do that, to shoot video in these temples unannounced and things like that. But it's just, it gives you an idea of what it's like in Tokyo, because you have this all over the place. You have these temples and these old buildings and cultural sort of steeped in culture, buildings steeped in culture right beside modern buildings and modern Japan, you know. If you look down there, it's kind of hard to see, but down there, that glass building there is a music school. Very new building, very modern, very contemporary. But then if we come down here a little bit, I'll show you in that gate there, and also the gate on the right side, left side over there, to sort of give you guys a perspective of how closely the culture of Japan lives side by side with the modern Japan. We'll go to this one first because the lady there just entered that other one over there. So there you go, there's another temple. Right there. Like I said, I don't really want to go in because I think that would be a little bit inappropriate to go in, even though I'm shooting from the outside. I don't know if that's appropriate either, but I just really appreciate the way, you know, that modern Japan, that's a great sort of shot right there, the sort of the temple and the culture and that, with this brand new building in the background right behind it there. There's another one over here with a slightly older apartment block there. It's funny that you can hear that siren in the background. I don't know if it says, you know, going to be getting caught on video, but that siren, it's so rare to hear sirens in Japan. So so we're coming at the end of this particular sort of complex of temples. Looking back on it like that, it says, as you can see, it's a beautiful day. These are all cherry blossom trees here, so that in the springtime a couple of weeks ago were really, really nice. But what I just thought, there's some guys here rocking up on their bicycles. How Japanese is that, right? But yeah, I just thought I'd sort of wander around a little bit and show you that whole idea of having the old side by side with the new. We just walked out of a temple complex, and right here we've got the drinks machine, the vending machines. There's another one through there, a vending machine through there, side by side. You know, we're no more than 50 meters away from the temple area, the temple complex. There's another temple up there that I think I'll try and get to as well. But then you've got these modern buildings, modern houses. that are built side by side. There's not very much town planning goes on in Japan, so these houses here I would say are maybe no more than 10 years old, maybe even less than that. But then right next door here you've got this building here that's probably about 40 years old. Maybe this one here is another 30 years old. So they don't like strip an area bare and build it all up. They just build these houses kind of randomly side by side like that, without any real sort of town planning. But then here we are, we're coming to another temple, the grounds of another temple. So we just walked out of a residential area and walked straight bang into a temple. It's an actually beautiful temple. This one is the biggest one in this local area. And again, I don't want to go too deep into these things for fear of, you know, upsetting somebody who's here for religious reasons and things like that. So, but there's an idea of a Japanese temple right in the middle of Tokyo. Nothing major going on around here. Really beautiful old structure, and it's that juxtaposition of the old and the new. You can see just through there the Torii gate, right through there and stuff. So that old and new side by side in Japan, that's just really classic to me. This building here is that music school I was telling you about, and then behind it you can see some of the skyscrapers of the local area here. That one there is 55 stories high, and the first 10 stories are the city hall. So there's a hell of a city hall for you there, guys. Floors 11 through 55 are residential. But just yeah, that whole side by side of new Japan and old Japan, all side by side. The skyscrapers just right over there, and then this ancient old temple, beautifully preserved right here. That's a real impression for me. One of the things I really appreciate about living in Japan, and one of the things I really appreciate about telling you guys about why I like to live in Japan. Now I'm going to have to sign off, and to sign off I'll do it back this way. Hello! As I said in the first video in this playlist, I like to shoot out the way, because that's what Shoe Butter used to do in his videos, and as a homage to old Shoe Butter I thought that would be a thing to do. But then turning the camera back on myself to say farewell to you guys. I am actually at work. I'm just finishing my work day. I've got to head home soon. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday, wife. And this video will actually drop tomorrow on her birthday. So I'll just sign off, say thanks for checking out the content. Thanks for checking in with me to talk about why it is that I really like to live in Japan, and some of the things I like about it. Episode 1 was all about seasons and how Japan has that extra season, not 4 but 5 seasons. Episode 2 was all about trash, that's right, I loved that video, and about why the streets of Japan are so clean. And here we are, episode 3, that whole idea of culture and the way that new Japan and old Japan sit side by side. I'm going to sign off now. Oh, there's a car coming, so I'll stop right here. Oh, he's letting me go. I'll sign off now, guys. Thank you for checking in and checking out my content, and I'll just do what I do at the end of every single video, which is say that I will see you tomorrow.